Closing time. McDonald's sleep story. Arrival and breathing. Welcome. The hamburger stand is closed now, and everything is still. A soft fluorescent hum drifts through the small kitchen, steady and low, like a note held just beneath hearing. The tile floor has cooled in the evening air, and the stainless steel counter rests quietly under the gentle light, its surface wiped clean, reflecting nothing but the faint glow above. Somewhere behind the wall, a refrigerator drones on, patient and constant, the kind of sound that becomes invisible after a while, a sound that simply belongs to this place, to this hour, to the ordinary quiet of a workday ended. You are here now, settling in for the night, and there is nowhere else you need to be. This is a gentle story, a slow story, the kind that doesn't ask anything of you. It is simply here, the way a familiar room is here when you come home at the end of a long day. You don't need to remember anything. You don't need to follow a plot or wait for something to happen. This is not that kind of story. This is the kind of story that moves like water settling in a basin, like dust motes drifting in a beam of late sun, like the last warmth leaving a stove that has been turned off for the night. Before we go any further, a small note offered calmly. McDonald's and related marks are trademarks of their owners. This is a fan-made bedtime story, not official company content. This is not business, financial, or health advice. It is simply a gentle, calming telling of how something ordinary came to be. A hamburger stand, a simple system, the quiet rhythm of work done the same way, night after night. That is all. You can let that information settle and then let it go. It does not need to stay with you. Now, let your eyes close if they haven't already, or let them stay soft and unfocused, gazing at nothing in particular. Either way is fine. There is no right way to listen to this. There is only your way, and your way is enough. Take a breath. Not a big breath, not a dramatic breath. Just a breath. The kind you might take without thinking about it. The kind that happens on its own when you finally sit down after standing for a long time. Let the air come in through your nose, cool and easy, and let it fill your chest just enough. Not too much, just enough. And then let it go, soft and slow, like steam rising from a cup of something warm. That's all. One breath, and then another. There is no count to keep, no pattern to follow. Just breath after breath, each one a little softer than the last, each one carrying you a little further into this quiet place. Inside the hamburger stand, the air is still. The grills have cooled. The metal spatulas rest in their places, handles aligned, edges clean. There is a stack of paper bags near the service window, neatly folded, waiting for tomorrow. A clipboard hangs on a small hook by the back wall, a simple checklist clipped to it, most of the boxes already marked with soft pencil. A cloth, damp and clean, has been folded twice and set near the edge of the counter. A mop bucket sits near the floor drain, the water inside it still and gray, catching the faint light. 3 stools stand in a row by the narrow counter where customers once sat, their chrome legs cool to the touch, their vinyl seats smooth and empty. Nothing is happening here. That is the point. Nothing needs to happen. The day is done. The customers have gone, and the only thing left is the quiet work of closing up. The kind of work that doesn't require thought. The kind of work that happens in the hands, in the muscles, in the slow rhythm of repetition. Let yourself arrive here fully. Not in the hamburger stand, exactly, but in your own body, in the place where you are resting right now. You have permission to be here. You have permission to do nothing. You have permission to let go of the day, all of it, every task and every thought, and every half-finished thing that tried to follow you into the night. You can set it down now, all of it. The way someone sets down a heavy bag at the end of a long walk. You don't have to carry it anymore. Not tonight. Feel your face for a moment. Not with your hands, but with your attention. Just notice it. The skin across your forehead, the small muscles around your eyes, the soft weight of your cheeks. You might notice that you've been holding something there, some small tension, some tightness you didn't even know you were keeping. It's all right. You can let it go now. Let your forehead smooth, like the surface of water after a ripple has passed. Let the muscles around your eyes soften, releasing whatever they were holding, releasing the effort of seeing, the effort of watching, the effort of paying attention to anything at all. Your eyelids can be heavy now. They can rest. They have done their work for the day. In the hamburger stand, the fluorescent light hums on, soft and steady. It casts no shadows, only a gentle, even glow that touches everything the same way. The stainless steel counter gleams faintly, its surface so clean it looks almost like water, like a still pond in the early morning before anyone has walked to its edge. The tile floor is cool beneath the light, cool and solid, each square tile fitted neatly against the next, a grid of small perfections stretching from the counter to the back wall, from the service window to the storage area. Everything in its place, everything at rest. You are settling now. You are sinking. You are letting the night hold you the way the quiet holds this small hamburger stand. Gently, completely, without asking for anything in return. And in a moment, the after-hours routine will continue, one small task at a time, each one softer than the last, each one carrying you further into the calm. The quiet anchor after-hours routine. The hamburger stand rests in the stillness of the closed hour, its windows dark to the outside world, its interior holding a soft glow that belongs only to this time of night. The refrigerator behind the wall continues its low drone, a sound so steady it has become part of the silence itself. And the fluorescent tubes overhead offer their faint, constant buzz, a companion hum that fills the space without crowding it. The tile floor has cooled completely now, holding the chill of the evening, and the stainless steel surfaces reflect the gentle light in long, quiet gleams, waiting for nothing, expecting nothing, simply being what they are in the calm after closing. You are still here, still settling, still letting the night gather around you like a soft blanket pulled slowly over tired limbs. Listen for a moment, not with effort, not with focus, just with the part of you that notices things without trying. There is the refrigerator drone, yes, steady and low, like a single note played on an instrument made of metal and patience. And beneath that, or perhaps beside it, there is the faint buzz of the fluorescent lights, a slightly higher sound, a delicate vibration in the air that you might not have noticed until now. And if you listen even more softly, if you let your ears reach past the walls of this small building, you might catch the distant hush of a road somewhere out there, a car passing far away, its sound rising and falling like a breath, then fading into nothing, leaving only the quiet behind. The tile floor is cool. If you were standing here, you would feel it through the soles of your shoes, a gentle coolness rising up from the ground, steady and grounding. The building has let go of the day's heat, but near the grill, near the equipment that worked so hard during the busy hours, there is still a trace of warmth lingering, a faint thermal memory. The last whisper of all those burgers cooked, all those orders filled, all that motion and effort now settled into stillness. You can almost feel the difference in the air if you move from one spot to another. The cool of the tile giving way to the slight warmth near the flat top. Then back to cool again as you step toward the service window. There is a mop leaning against the wall near the bucket, its handle smooth and worn from use, its weight familiar in the hand. If you were to lift it, You would feel that weight settle into your palm, into your wrist, into your shoulder. Not heavy, exactly. Just present, just real. The mop head is damp, wrung out but not dry. And when it touches the floor, it makes a soft, wet sound, a gentle swish that moves across the tile in slow arcs. The motion is easy. The motion is known, but before the mopping, there is the wiping. There is always the wiping. A hand reaches for the cloth folded near the counter's edge. The cloth is soft, slightly cool, damp from its last rinse. It fits into the palm like something that belongs there. And now it moves across the stainless steel surface in a slow, circular motion, pressing gently, leaving the faintest trail of moisture that evaporates almost as soon as it appears. Wipe. The counter gleams. Wipe again. A slightly different arc, this time covering the spot where the register sat during the day. The cloth catches the light for a moment, then continues its path, unhurried, thorough, complete. Now the cloth goes to the small sink behind the counter. The faucet turns with a soft squeak, and water runs cool and clear over the fabric. Hands press and squeeze, wringing out the gray, letting the clean water run through. The sound of the water is soft, a gentle patter against the metal basin, a sound that could be rain on a roof if you let your mind drift that way. Then the faucet turns again, another soft squeak, and the water stops. The cloth is folded, set aside. The stack of paper bags waits near the service window. They are already neat, already aligned, but hands move to them anyway, touching their edges, confirming their order. 1, 2, 3. A gentle count, without numbers, just the feeling of paper beneath fingertips. The slight rustle as one bag shifts against another. The stack is patted once, gently, a small gesture of completion, and then the hands move on. This is what a system looks like when it becomes invisible, when it stops being a thing you think about and starts being a thing you simply do. The smooth flow of motion from one task to the next. The way the body knows what comes after without being told. And here, right now, the counter gleams beneath the light. The refrigerator drones on, patient and low. The tile floor holds its coolness solid beneath everything. A foundation that asks for nothing. The napkins are next. They sit in a metal dispenser on the narrow counter where customers once reached for them, pulling one or two at a time without thinking, leaving the stack slightly uneven by the end of the day. Now, in the quiet, hands lift the dispenser's lid with a soft click. A tiny mechanical sound that belongs to this moment, to this routine. The napkins inside are counted, not with precision, just with a general sense, a feeling of enough or not quite enough. Tonight, there are enough. The lid closes again. Another soft click, and the dispenser is set back in its place, aligned with the edge of the counter, parallel to the wall. Let your shoulders drop a little more. You might have gathered some tension again without noticing. The way tension creeps back in when you're not paying attention. The way it settles into familiar places like an old habit. It's all right. You can release it again. You can always release it again. Let your shoulders fall, heavy and soft, and feel the ease that comes when you stop holding them up. The trays are stacked near the far end of the counter. Red plastic rectangles that spent the day carrying burgers and fries from the window to the hands of waiting customers. They have been wiped already, but now they are checked once more. Lifted one at a time, their surfaces inspected in the soft light. Clean, clean, clean. Each tray is set back on the stack, aligned with the one below it, edges matching, corners meeting. The stack grows as each tray finds its place. When the last one is set down, there is a small, satisfying sound. Plastic. Meeting plastic, a soft tap that signals completion. A pause now, a breath. The kind of pause that happens naturally in the middle of repetitive work. The kind that doesn't need a reason. Just a moment of standing still, of letting the hands rest at the sides, of feeling the weight of the body settle into the feet, into the cool tile below. The fluorescent light hums on. The refrigerator drones. Somewhere a faucet drips once, twice, then stops, the last of the water finding its way down. This is the rhythm of closing. This is the loop that happens every night, the same motions in the same order, with only the smallest variations to mark one evening from another. The cloth is lifted again. This time it moves to a different section of the counter, the area near the grill, where a few spots of grease might have escaped the first wiping. The motion is the same, circular and slow, but the path is different, tracing the edge where steel meets steel, finding the corner where the flat top meets the back wall. Wipe. Wipe. The cloth is warm now from the trace of heat still lingering in this part of the kitchen, and the warmth feels good against the palm, a small comfort in the cool evening air. Back to the sink. The faucet squeaks softly. Water runs. Hands wring the cloth, feeling the fabric compress and release. Compress and release, the gray water spiraling down the drain. The sound is hypnotic in its way, the soft patter of water, the gentle rhythm of the ringing. Then the water stops. The cloth is folded, set aside. Let your jaw soften again. Let your mouth fall open just slightly, just enough to release the hinge, to let the muscles along the sides of your face go slack. There is nothing to hold here, nothing to clench against. The night is quiet, and you are safe, and your jaw can rest. The paper bags are checked again, even though they were checked just moments ago. This is the nature of routine, the way it circles back on itself, the way it finds comfort in repetition. The edges are neat. The folds are crisp. The stack is full. A hand pats the top of the stack once, gently. The same gesture as before, a small ritual of reassurance. The napkin dispenser is lifted, its weight familiar, its metal surface cool. The lid clicks open. The napkins are counted again, the same general sense, the same feeling of enough. The lid clicks closed. The dispenser is set back, aligned, parallel. This is how a routine becomes something more than just tasks, how it becomes a kind of meditation, a way of being present in the body without needing the mind to direct every motion. The smooth flow of one thing leading to the next, the hands knowing what to do while the thoughts drift elsewhere, or nowhere at all. And here, in the stillness, the tile floor holds its coolness. A tiny click sounds as the latch on the storage cabinet settles into place, though no one touched it. Just the building shifting, just the materials finding their rest. The fluorescent light casts its even glow, touching everything the same way, making no distinctions, playing no favorites. The trays are checked once more. Lifted, inspected, set back down. The stack is perfect now, if it wasn't before. Each tray aligned with the one below, each edge meeting its match. A breath, a pause. The weight of the body settling into the feet, into the floor, into the quiet. Your hands can rest now, wherever they are. Let them be heavy. Let them be still. They have done so much, and now they can do nothing at all. Feel the weight of them, the warmth of them, the way they simply exist without needing to move or grip or hold. Each finger can soften. Each palm can open. Everything can simply be. The cloth is lifted one more time. This pass is the slowest yet, the most unhurried, the motion of someone who has nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, only this moment and this task, and this gentle circular wiping. The counter gleams. The steel reflects the light. The cloth moves on, finding the last section. the corner near the service window where the outside world is visible only as darkness now, as the faint glow of a distant street light, as the empty parking lot resting under the night sky. The cloth is folded, set aside. The counter is done. And somewhere in this quiet, in this routine that has been repeated so many times it has become invisible, there are people behind the pattern, names behind the nameless motions, a story behind the system that someone once had to imagine before it could become real. The brothers and the seed of an idea. The hamburger stand holds its quiet like a vessel holds water, steady and complete. The fluorescent light hums its low, continuous note overhead, and the stainless steel counter stretches beneath it, clean and gleaming, reflecting nothing but the soft glow of closing time. The refrigerator behind the wall drones on, faithful and patient, and the tile floor rests cool and solid beneath everything. A foundation of small squares fitted together, holding the weight of the empty room, the silent equipment, the end of another ordinary day. You are still here, still settling, still sinking deeper into the quiet. In a place like this, in a time before this particular night, there were two brothers. Their names were Dick and Mac, though names don't matter much in a story like this, a story told at the edge of sleep. What matters is that they were practical men, calm men, the kind of people who noticed small things and thought about them quietly, the kind who might stand behind a counter at the end of a long day and simply look, simply observe, simply let their eyes rest on the way things were arranged and wonder, in a gentle way, if there might be a slightly better way. And here, in the stillness of the closed stand, the refrigerator hums behind the wall. It's motorcycling through its patient rhythm. The tile floor holds its coolness, each square fitted neatly against the next, a grid of quiet order. The cloth near the counter's edge rests folded, its texture soft, its dampness slowly fading in the night air, waiting for the next time it will be lifted and used. The brothers thought about the kitchen itself, about the way the work happened inside it. They drew diagrams, perhaps sketching the positions of the grills and the fryers and the places where the workers would stand. They thought about the path a hamburger would take from raw patty to finished product, about the steps involved, about the way each person's task could fit together with the next person's task, smoothly, without wasted motion, without confusion. This was the seed of something, though they may not have known it at the time. A way of thinking about work that broke it into small, repeatable pieces. A way of arranging a kitchen so that everything had its place and every motion had its purpose. A system, you might call it though the word feels too grand for what it really was. Just two brothers trying to make their little hamburger stand run a bit more smoothly, a bit more calmly, a bit more like the quiet that settles over a kitchen at the end of the night. They stood in their kitchen and observed the way the work flowed, the way their workers moved from station to station, the way an order traveled, from the moment a customer spoke it through the window to the moment the wrapped hamburger was handed back. They noticed things, small things, the kinds of things that only become visible when you stop to look, when you stand still in a busy space and let your eyes rest on the details. They noticed that a worker might reach for the spatula and find it slightly too far away, a few inches beyond comfortable grasp, so that every reach required a small extra effort, a tiny stretch that added up over dozens and hundreds of repetitions. They noticed that the stack of paper wrappers sometimes sat on the wrong side of the station, so that a worker had to turn and turn again, wasting motion, wasting seconds, wasting the smooth rhythm that made the work feel easy. And so they made adjustments, quiet adjustments, the kind of changes that no customer would ever notice, the kind that happened between shifts or in the early morning before the stand opened, when the brothers moved a container from one shelf to another, when they shifted a stack of paper goods a few inches to the left, when they tried placing the salt in a different spot and then watched to see if the new spot felt better, felt more natural, felt more like the place where the salt had always belonged. The tile floor holds its pattern, cool and still, each grout line a small boundary between one square and the next. Hundreds of small squares making up the whole, a quiet order that the eye can follow without effort, that the mind can rest upon without strain. The stainless steel counter reflects the light in long, soft gleams, patient and clean, waiting for nothing, expecting nothing. Let your hips soften now. This is another place where the body holds its tensions, the deep muscles around the pelvis, the joints where the legs meet the trunk, the places that carry you through every step of every day. You can let them release. Feel your hips growing heavy, sinking into whatever surface supports you, releasing their grip on the effort of holding you upright. You are lying down now, or sitting or resting in whatever position you have found, and your hips can let go. They can spread and settle and release. Feel the loosening. Feel the sinking. Feel the weight of your lower body settling into the support beneath you, heavy and soft and held. Some of them came to see for themselves standing in line with the regular customers, watching the way the orders moved from window to kitchen to window again, noticing the calm efficiency that made the whole operation feel almost effortless. One of these visitors was a man named Ray Kroc. He was not young by this time, somewhere in his 50s, and he had spent years traveling the country selling machines that made milkshakes, the kind of machines that could mix several shakes at once. He had seen many restaurants in his travels, many kitchens, many different ways of doing things. And when he visited the brothers' stand in the mid-1950s, he noticed something that caught his attention. He noticed how calm it was, how smooth, how the workers moved without rushing, how the orders appeared without delay, how the whole place seemed to run on a kind of quiet rhythm that he had not seen elsewhere. He stood and watched, perhaps for a long time, just observing, just letting his eyes follow the flow of work from one station to the next. Trucks carried supplies along highways. Boxes were unloaded and stacked in storage areas. Paper goods were counted and shelved. Everything in its place, everything ready for the next day's work. The cloth near the counter's edge is folded twice, neatly, its edges aligned. It rests there, waiting, slightly damp, cool to the touch. If you were to unfold it, you would feel the soft texture of the fabric, the way it has been washed and wrung and used and washed again countless times until it has become soft and pliable, until it fits the hand perfectly, until wiping with it feels as natural as any motion could feel. Let your belly continue to rest, soft and easy. Feel the weight of your breath settling into your center. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen, like a quiet tide, like a sleeping animal's breathing, slow and regular and without effort. There is nothing to hold here, nothing to tighten against, just softness, just warmth, just the easy rhythm of breath moving in and breath moving out. Feel the deep muscles around your pelvis softening. Feel the joints where your legs meet your body loosening. Feel the weight of your lower body settling more completely into the surface beneath you. Heavy, soft, held. There is nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just this moment, just this quiet, just this slow, easy sinking into rest. A hand reaches for a paper bag from the stack near the window. The bag is folded flat, creased along its edges, waiting to be opened and filled. But now, in the closing routine, it is simply checked, its fold confirmed, its place in the stack secured. The hand pats the stack gently, aligning any bags that might have shifted, making sure the edges are neat, the corners matching. Such a small task, such a quiet motion, and yet it is part of the whole, part of the careful attention that keeps everything in order. The lids for the cups are stacked nearby, nested one inside another, their rims aligned in a perfect column. A hand touches them, confirms their order, adjusts one that has tilted slightly out of place. The lid settles back into the stack with a soft, barely audible click. Everything in its place. Everything ready. The cloth is lifted once more. The motion is slow, unhurried, the hand moving with the ease of deep familiarity. The cloth traces a path along the stainless steel surface, pressing gently, leaving the faintest gleam of moisture that catches the light and then fades. Wipe. The counter is clean. Wipe again. The counter is still clean, but the wiping continues anyway, because this is what closing time is for, because this is the rhythm, because this is how the night is put to rest. And in that quiet rhythm, in that gentle repetition, there is the knowledge that even the smoothest systems meet challenges, that even the most careful plans encounter difficulties, and that staying steady through those moments requires something more than efficiency, something like patience, something like values held calmly through uncertain times. Challenges, values, and staying steady. The hamburger stand holds its quiet like a room that has been waiting for you, patient and unchanged. Sometimes a supplier would change, and the new buns would be slightly different from the old ones. Slightly larger or smaller, slightly softer or firmer. Someone would have to notice this, would have to taste the difference, would have to decide whether to accept the change or find a new supplier who could provide buns that matched the original. These were small decisions, but they mattered. Consistency was the foundation of everything. The quiet promise that a customer could walk into any stand and receive the same experience, the same quality, the same simple satisfaction. And here, in the stillness of the closed stand, the air holds no movement. The light from the fluorescent tubes falls evenly on the counter, on the floor, on the stack of paper bags near the window, touching everything with the same soft, even glow. A clock somewhere in the building ticks softly, marking seconds that don't need to be counted, keeping time that no one is watching. The refrigerator hums. The silence waits. There were questions about how to train people, how to make sure that workers in distant stands learned the same routines that workers in the original stand had learned. This meant writing things down, creating simple guides and checklists that could be followed, that could turn the knowledge of how to do things properly into words and pictures that could travel across distances, that could be read and understood and practiced by people who had never visited San Bernardino, who had never seen the brothers' original kitchen, who knew the system only through the descriptions and instructions that had been carefully prepared. The checklists were physical things, paper and pencil, pages that could be held in the hand and consulted during the workday. They listed the tasks in order, the same order every time, so that a worker could move through the closing routine or the opening routine or the midday routine without having to remember what came next. The list remembered for them. The list kept everything in its proper sequence. A clipboard rests on its hook near the back wall. And if you were to look at it in this quiet hour, you would see the checklist clipped to its surface, the boxes running down the left side of the page, some checked with soft pencil marks, some still empty. The pencil that made those marks has a worn eraser, slightly pink, slightly flattened from use. The paper has been handled many times. Its edges soft, its surface carrying the faint smudges of fingers that have touched it again and again throughout the day. Let your attention drift down to your legs now. They have carried you through so much. These legs have walked and stood and climbed and moved you from place to place, from morning to night, from one task to the next. They can rest now. Feel the weight of your thighs, heavy against whatever surface supports them. Feel the muscles releasing their effort, softening, letting go. You don't have to walk anywhere. You don't have to stand. You can simply let your legs be heavy. Let them sink. Let them rest. The values that held everything together were quiet values, the kind that don't make speeches or demand attention. Cleanliness was one of them. The simple belief that a kitchen should be clean, that surfaces should be wiped, that floors should be swept, that everything should be kept in order. This was not a dramatic principle. It was just a practice, a daily habit, the accumulation of many small acts of tidying and scrubbing and putting things back where they belonged. Consistency was another, the steady commitment to doing things the same way every time, not because sameness was exciting, but because sameness was reliable, because customers came to count on it, because the whole system depended on each part working the way every other part worked. When a stand in one town operated the same way as a stand in another town, the whole network held together. When one stand did things differently, the fabric began to fray. And here, in the quiet of the closed stand, the tile floor holds its coolness. Each square is fitted against the next, the grout lines forming their patient grid, a pattern that repeats without variation, a small order that the eye can follow from one end of the room to the other. The stainless steel counter gleams softly in the light, its surface clean and unbroken. The hum of the refrigerator continues, steady and low, a sound that has become part of the silence itself. The operations of a growing system required attention to many small details. The logistics of supplies and training and communication, the constant work of making sure that what happened in one place matched what happened in every other place. This was not glamorous work. It was patient work, repetitive work, the kind of work that happens in the background that keeps things running smoothly without anyone noticing, without anyone pausing to appreciate the effort involved. A mop handle rests against the wall near the bucket, smooth and worn from many hands. The bucket holds water that has turned gray from use, water that caught the dirt and dust of the day and holds it now, still and quiet, waiting to be emptied down the drain. The mop head is damp, its strands tangled slightly, its weight familiar to anyone who has held it, has pushed it across a floor, has felt the drag of wet fabric against tile. Let your calves soften now. These muscles have worked all day, have tensed and released, with every step have held you upright, have propelled you forward. They can release now. Feel the heaviness spreading down from your thighs into your calves. Feel the muscles there letting go. Feel the warmth that comes when effort is replaced by rest. Your calves can be soft. Your calves can be heavy. There is nothing they need to do. There were times when the growth felt difficult, when the number of stands and the complexity of keeping them all running smoothly threatened to become overwhelming. These were not crises, not emergencies, just the ordinary challenges that come with scale, with trying to maintain the same standards across distances that grew wider and wider. The response was always the same. Return to the basics. Return to the simple practices that had worked from the beginning. Return to the quiet values of cleanliness and consistency and careful training. She drives through streets that are familiar to her, streets she has driven many times, and she passes a hamburger stand on a corner. Its lights on, its windows bright. She does not think about it consciously. She barely notices it. But it is there, the same way it has been there every evening when she drives this route, a small constant in the landscape of her daily life. She might stop, or she might not. Tonight, she does not. She drives past, continues home, and the hamburger stand remains behind her, serving its quiet stream of customers, its workers moving through their practiced routines, its kitchen humming with the same steady rhythm that every kitchen like it hums with, everywhere, always. And here, in the stillness of the closed stand, the air holds no movement. The light from the fluorescent tubes falls evenly on every surface, making no distinctions, casting no drama. The counter gleams. The tile waits. A single drop of water falls from the faucet into the sink basin. A tiny sound, a small punctuation, and then the silence returns, complete and patient. In another place, in a town along a highway that stretches through flat, empty land, a family is driving through the night. The children have fallen asleep in the back seat, their heads tilted against pillows wedged between themselves and the windows. Their breathing slow and even. The parents are quiet in the front, watching the road, watching the headlights cut through the darkness, feeling the gentle hum of the tires on the pavement. They have been driving for hours. They will drive for hours more. When they see the lights of a hamburger stand at an exit, they pull off. Not because they are very hungry, but because it is something to do. A break in the long monotony of the drive. A reason to stretch their legs and use the restroom and get something warm to drink. The stand is quiet at this hour. Only a few other cars in the parking lot. Only a few other travelers making the same stop for the same reasons. The family goes inside, orders coffee for the parents and nothing for the sleeping children, and sits for a few minutes in the bright, clean space before returning to the car and continuing on their way. This is what the stand is for them. A pause. A moment of stillness in the middle of motion. A familiar place in the middle of unfamiliar territory. The presence of these stands in so many places, the way they appear along highways and in cities and in small towns across the world, is a kind of quiet consistency. A traveler in one country can find the same basic experience in another country. The same menu, the same arrangement, the same simple service. This standardization is not exciting. It is not meant to be. It is meant to be reliable, predictable, comfortable in its sameness. And here, in the quiet of the closed stand, the refrigerator hums behind the wall. The tile floor holds its coolness, solid and steady beneath everything. The stainless steel counter reflects the soft light from the tubes above, a gentle gleam that moves across the surface like water that has gone completely still. The air is cool and motionless, carrying nothing but the faint, clean scent of wiped surfaces and quiet rest. Let your legs continue to sink. Feel the weight of them, heavy against whatever holds them. Feel the muscles that have worked all day, releasing their last effort, their last tension, their last holding. Your thighs can be heavy. Your knees can be soft. There is nothing your legs need to do, nowhere they need to carry you, no effort they need to make. Just heaviness, just warmth, just a slow, deep release of rest. In a city where it is early morning, a worker wakes before dawn and prepares for a shift at a factory. He dresses in the dark, quietly, so as not to wake the others in his small apartment. He walks through streets that are still mostly empty, past shops that are still closed, past the occasional other early riser heading to their own work. He passes a hamburger stand that is just opening its lights, coming on, its workers arriving, its kitchen beginning its first preparations for the day ahead. He does not stop this morning. He is not hungry yet, and he has brought food from home. But he knows the stand is there, knows that later, when his shift ends, and he is tired and does not feel like cooking, he might stop on his way home, might order something simple and quick, might sit for a moment in the bright, clean space before continuing to his apartment. It is a small ritual, one among many small rituals that make up his days, unremarkable in itself, part of the ordinary texture of his ordinary life. The global presence of these stands means that similar rituals happen everywhere. In many languages, in many climates, in many different lives. A student studying late at a library walks to a nearby stand for a break, orders fries and a drink, sits alone at a table and scrolls through her phone before returning to her books. An elderly man meets friends at a stand near his home, the same friends he has met there for years, the same table they always choose, the same quiet conversation over coffee that has become part of their weekly rhythm. And here, in the stillness of the closed stand, the light continues its soft, even glow. The counter gleams beneath it, patient and clean. The stack of paper bags near the window waits for tomorrow. Their edges neat, their folds crisp. The napkin dispenser sits in its place, aligned with the edge of the counter, parallel to the wall. Everything is where it should be. Everything is ready. Let your calves continue to soften. Feel the heaviness spreading downward from your thighs, through your knees, into the muscles of your lower legs. Your calves can be loose. Your calves can be warm. There is a gentle heat moving through them, the heat of rest, The heat of release, the heat that comes when effort is finally set aside. There is a mother in a suburb who takes her children to a hamburger stand every Friday after school. It is their ritual, their small celebration of the week's end, their moment together before the weekend activities begin. The children always order the same things. The mother always orders the same thing. They sit at the same table if it is available, and if it is not, they sit at a different table, and it is fine. It is still their ritual, still their moment, still the familiar routine that marks this part of their week. The children will grow. They will stop coming to the hamburger stand with their mother, will have their own lives, their own rituals, their own small routines that mark the passage of their own weeks. But for now, they are here, and the stand is here, and the ritual continues. Ordinary and unremarkable and precious in its ordinariness. These are not grand moments. These are not the moments that anyone writes about or remembers specifically. They are the small, repeated experiences that make up a life, the background of routine against which everything else happens. The hamburger stand is part of that background for many people, a familiar presence, a place that is simply there, serving its simple purpose, asking nothing, offering nothing more than what it has always offered. Papers were signed, checklists were written, training was given, and over time, in the early 1950s and the years that followed, the same simple system appeared in other places, serving the same simple food, offering the same quiet reliability. There was no dramatic moment when everything changed. There was only the accumulation of small moments, small tasks, small decisions made calmly and practically by people who cared about doing things well. A counter wiped clean. A stack of paper bags aligned. A worker trained to put the spatula back in its place. These were the building blocks, and they were never more than what they were. Ordinary actions, repeated until they became automatic, until they became invisible, until they became simply the way things were done. Let your face soften now. The skin across your forehead can smooth, releasing whatever it was holding, whatever tightness had gathered there without your noticing. The muscles around your eyes can ease, letting go of the effort of seeing, the effort of watching, the effort of paying attention to anything at all. Your eyelids can be heavy, resting closed or nearly closed, no longer working, no longer straining, just soft and still. The quiet of the stand is the same quiet that has always been here at this hour. The same stillness that has settled over this space at the end of every day, every week, every year. The counter gleams faintly in the low light, its surface smooth and cool, holding nothing but the gentle reflection of the glow above. The tile floor rests beneath everything, solid and patient, each small square fitted against the next in a pattern that repeats without variation, a grid of small certainties that has held steady through all the busy hours and all the quiet ones, through all the motion and all the stillness. There is something peaceful about a place that has finished its work, something settled, something complete. Let your jaw release. Let your mouth fall open, just slightly, just enough to feel the hinge soften. The muscles along the sides of your face go slack. There is nothing to hold here, nothing to clench against, nothing to prepare for. The night is quiet, and you are safe, and your jaw can rest, heavy and loose, like something that has finally been set down after being carried for a long time. The rhythm of the closing routine has always been the same motions in the same order. Wipe and rinse and stack and check and pause and breathe. This rhythm is not exciting. It is not meant to be. It is meant to be soothing, repetitive, the kind of rhythm that the body learns and the mind forgets, the kind that happens in the hands while the thoughts drift elsewhere, or nowhere, or simply fade into the soft hum of the work itself. Somewhere in this story, there were people with names, with faces, with lives beyond the kitchen and the counter. But their names can blur now, can soften at the edges, can become simply the idea of people who cared about small things, who noticed what worked and what didn't, who found satisfaction in the quiet completion of ordinary tasks. They don't need to be remembered specifically. They can simply be felt the way you might feel. The presence of someone who has done good work and then stepped away, leaving only the evidence of their care in the clean surfaces and the ordered supplies and the gentle readiness of a space prepared for tomorrow. Let your shoulders drop. Really let them fall, heavy and soft, releasing whatever effort you have been putting into holding them up. They can sink now, can settle, can find their natural resting place without any help from you. Feel the weight of them, the warmth that spreads through them as the tension leaves, the way they simply exist without needing to brace or guard or prepare. Your shoulders can be soft. Your shoulders can be heavy. There is nothing they need to do. The light in the stand is low now, lower than it was before, casting a gentle glow that touches everything without distinction, making no demands, asking no attention. The counter is a smooth, cool surface. The floor is a solid, steady ground. The equipment is silent, resting, finished with its work. The air holds still, carrying only the faint hum of the refrigerator, that patient, faithful sound that has been here all along, that will be here through the night, keeping things cool, keeping things fresh, doing its small work in the quiet dark. Let your chest soften. Feel the breath moving in and out, easy and slow, filling the space behind your ribs and then releasing, carrying nothing, expecting nothing, just flowing the way breath has always flowed. Your ribs can be loose. The muscles between them can release their holding, can let go of whatever bracing they have been doing. Your chest can be open and soft, rising and falling with each breath, rising and falling like something natural, something effortless, something that happens on its own without any direction from you. The everyday rituals that grew from this small beginning are happening now, somewhere in the quiet of other closing times, other workers wiping other counters, other hands folding other cloths, other feet standing on other cool tile floors. These rituals are not dramatic. They are not memorable. They are simply part of the ordinary texture of ordinary lives. Small moments of routine that mark the end of a shift, the completion of a task, the gentle transition from work to rest. A familiar stop on a long drive. A simple break during a busy day. A place that is always there, offering what it has always offered, asking nothing in return. These are the small ways that something ordinary becomes part of life, not through grand gestures, but through quiet repetition, through the steady accumulation of unremarkable moments that add up over time to something familiar, something reliable, something that is simply there when you need it. Let your belly soften. This is a place where many of us hold our worries, our anxieties, the tight knot of all the things we are trying to manage. But you don't have to manage anything now. You don't have to control anything. You can let your belly go soft and round. Let it rise and fall with your breath. Gentle and easy, the way a sleeping child's belly rises and falls, without effort, without thought. Feel the weight of your breath settling into your center. Feel the softness spreading through your middle. The specific details are fading now, the way details fade when you are very tired. When the edges of things begin to blur, when names and numbers and particular facts become less important than the general feeling of peace, the general sense of completion, the general warmth of rest approaching. The counter is just a surface now, smooth and cool. The cloth is just a soft weight in the hand, something used for a quiet purpose and then set aside. The clipboard is just a shape on a wall, something with a list, something that kept track of tasks that have now been done. Let your back sink into whatever holds you. Feel the long muscles along your spine releasing, softening, letting go of their effort. You are held. You are supported. There is nothing you need to do to keep yourself upright, nothing you need to brace against. Just sinking, just settling. The warmth spreading through your back, from the base of your neck down to your lower spine, heavy and soft and safe. The sounds of the stand are simple sounds. A hum, a drone, the faint tick of something cooling, something settling, the small noises a building makes when it is resting. These sounds are not asking for your attention. They are just part of the quiet, part of the peace, part of the gentle background against which sleep can come. Let your hips release. Feel the deep muscles around your pelvis softening. The joints where your legs meet your body loosening. Your hips can spread and settle, can sink into the support beneath you. Heavy, warm, held. The light is dimmer now. The glow is softer. The edges of things are less defined, less sharp, more like suggestions than objects, more like memories than present realities. This is how it feels when rest is near, when the busy mind begins to quiet, when the effort of paying attention begins to ease into the effortlessness of letting go. Let your legs be heavy. Feel the weight of your thighs, your knees, the long muscles that have carried you through the day, now simply resting, simply being, simply existing without effort. Your legs can sink. Your legs can be still. The routine is nearly done. The small tasks have been completed. The surfaces are clean. The supplies are stocked. The space is ready. There is nothing left to do but rest. Nothing left to check. Nothing left to worry about. Everything is in its place. Everything is as it should be. Let your calves soften. Feel the heaviness spreading down from your thighs, through your knees, into the muscles of your lower legs. Warm, loose, released. The night outside the windows is quiet. Dark and quiet, peaceful. The kind of night that holds sleep the way a gentle hand holds something precious. Carefully, completely, without any intention of letting go. Let your feet relax. Feel the warmth spreading into them from your calves down through your ankles, into your heels, into the arches, into each toe. Your feet can be heavy. Your feet can be soft. They have carried you so far. The whole body is settling now, every part of you sinking into rest. Face soft, jaw loose, shoulders down, chest open, belly easy, back supported, hips released, legs heavy, feet warm. A hand reaches out one last time and touches something smooth, a surface wiped clean, a cloth folded and set aside, a small task completed. The hum continues, soft and low. The drone continues, patient and steady. The quiet holds. The light goes off. The room becomes still. And you are held in that stillness, safe and warm, drifting now, sinking now, letting go. Rest. Sleep. The night is here. Good night.